Hi everybody, so in this video I'm going to show you how you can add more splitting axes and Firefighter axes to your DayZ Community private server. Probably one of the best melee weapons in the game and very useful too for killing zombies, cutting down trees, making firewood, all sorts of stuff. The axe and the Firefighter axe. So first things first, we need to get hold of the types.xml file, and I'm going to be using Nitrado as an example here. So this is my Nitrado interface, and maybe you do this by FTP, maybe you use a different server provider, but it's all pretty much the same on Nitrado. You go into the web interface, and then we're looking for something called the file browser, which just happens to be down here on the left, file browser. So we click on that. And then if you're on PlayStation or Xbox, it will click into something like this, and you'll see DayZ PS_missions. If you're on PC, you'll have to dig down a couple of levels first, because you've got access to all those lovely things like init.c and all sorts of files and folders that you can use for Steam mods and the like. But find the DayZ PS missions folder, click on that, and then if you're on a Chernarus folder, Chernarus server, you want to click on the Chernarus Plus link. If you're on Livonia, it will say Enoch, so you click on that one, and that will take us down even further, and then we want to go into the database folder like this one, and then we want the types.xml file. So just click on the download link, and once you've downloaded it, make a copy of it, so you're not, in case something goes wrong and you can't recover the file, you've got that original to work on. And then I recommend you open it up in something like the free text editor, Notepad++. You can download that for free. You could use Notepad, or you could use the online editor. You just click on it. But I'd recommend Notepad++, because it colors everything in, makes it much easier to see things. So let's find the axe. Ooh, if I actually press the Control F. So let's find axe. So find next. Now we're not going to do the Firefighter axe yet. We're going to, or the pickaxe. We're going to do the wood axe first. So the wood axe. So there's normally, this might be different for your server. There's normally 70 of these on the server. But let's say there's not enough. We want more. We want to make our server beginner friendly. So let's add. Let's add just under half. So let's add 100. And let's turn the minimum. So the minimum is the point at which the server starts adding axes back in. So it should have at the moment 100, but it won't start adding any back in until it gets down to 50. So let's change that to 90. Now, if we look down here at the flags, we can see that the game actually only counts them on the map. So if someone has them in their hand, in their backpack, or in a box, or in a tent, or they've buried one in a dry bag or something like that, the wood axe won't be counted and more will come in. So there should be quite a few wood axes on the server. It's classed as a tool, and you'll find it in industrial places, in farm places, and village places. So that they're spread out quite well. Now what you may want to do, what you could do is, if you do copy, you could do something like this. And also add in town like that, and you could also do something like this, depending on how easy you want to make it for your players. You could do something like this and add in, and let me just check I get this right. I get the right where are we? Coast. There we go. We could add in coast. So as you can see now, the wood axe will not only spawn in industrial areas, in farms, in villages, in towns, but it'll also spawn in on the coast. So you could get one, one of those little rowboats that are on the edge of the sea in Chernarus, making things easier. Just remember though, obviously by putting more in, what we've just done now is we spread them out a little bit more as well. So you kind of give with one hand and take away with the other. Also, the fact that if we're now spawning in wood axes along the coast where those little boats are, that could well be taking the place of maybe a can of Pepsi or a dry bag that is spawned in. So you've always got to be careful, and we've added quite a few wood axes as well. So what we should be doing is taking away, say, another 30 like skater hats or the construction helmets, something that you don't really use very much in the game, because if you just keep adding and adding and adding stuff into your server, it will start to get sluggish, it will start to lose stability, things will probably stop spawning in. So at this point you'd want to save that. And now let's go and have a look at the Firefighter Axe. So as we can see, Firefighter Axe, actually there's only 10 of these that spawn in on the server. That's not many, is it? That's not many at all. And the Firefighter, so and they only spawn in on the Firefighter in the fire stations, which is sensible, isn't it? So I don't know, let's take that up to 20. Let's take the minimum up to say 15. So that's cool. Now I'm going to leave them just in the fire stations, because if you're using the iSurvive map, they're pretty easy to find, aren't they, the fire stations? You just look for it and you can go and find them. But now there's more of a chance of you finding an axe in there. And as you can see, it's just counted on the map. However, if we scroll down a little bit, what have we got here? We've got Firefighter Axe Black and Firefighter Axe Green. So what you used to be able to do in DayZ, and you may well be able to do now, depending on depending on when you're watching this video, but as of October 2020, with update 1.09 going into update 1.10, you can't. Is what you used to be able to do is spray paint stuff. So you could, because the Firefighter Axe, one of the problems with it, as you well know, is that it's bright colours. So in a PvP situation, someone might see it on your back. So what you could do is you could take a spray paint and you could spray paint it black or green, but they're still in the files and it still works, so we can add them back in. So probably the easiest way to do this, and if we look down here, you can see that no one is 0, so they don't spawn in. There's no restock. There's no min. It's counted on the map and it's crafted, which means that it's only crafted, and it's crafted as a tool. But the easiest way to change this is if we copy from the type all the way up to the nominal of the Firefighter Axe. Just copy that and then go over the top of the black one, and then go over the top of the green one. Now what we might want to do is we might want to say, I don't want so many black axes. Let's only have 10 of them. Let's make them a little bit rarer, the black and the green one, so it means something when you find one. But what I want you to also look at is in Notepad++, see all the colours are all the same. We haven't made any errors. So if for example, we did that and accidentally got rid of something, see how it suddenly starts to, it goes in purple, because it's kind of telling you you've made a mistake, you've deleted a closing tag. So we can do that, and that does that. So there we've simply added, oh, I tell you what, sorry, I do apologise, I've missed something out. We should change the minimum down to, say, 8 there and 8 there. So we don't want to break the logic of the server. So there we go. So now and then we would save that. So now what we'll get is, not only will we get normal Firefighter axes, people will come across the black ones and the green ones, and they go, ooh, I've got a special thing. Which is pretty cool. So there we go. So what you then do is you would save that, and then you go back to your server, and then you either FTP upload it, or you would stop the server, upload the new types.xml, restart the server, and then they'll start to spawn in. Now most of these are going to be new spawns, so you should see them pretty quickly as they start to spawn in and spread across your servers. So there we go. That is how you add the wood axe, the splitting axe, and the Firefighter Axe. And as a little bonus there, I showed you how to add the coloured Firefighter Axe variants as well. Okay, so hopefully you found that video useful. If you have, hit the like button. If you've got any other questions or comments, put them below in the comment section, below the description. And of course, I'll see you again soon. Thank you very much.